Today on Judge Faith, a concerned mother confronts her daughter in court after she moves to California with a boyfriend and starts missing car payments.
I haven't seen her in 6 months, and I do miss my baby.
I just want to know how long I'm going to be paying $400 for this car for. I've already been paying for almost 2 years. I haven't had anything in writing.
I think the bigger issue in this courtroom today is your relationship.
And later, Judge Faith takes a closer look at the car in question.
Was this crack in the windshield before she came to California?
It was a small crack.
It spread over the last 6 months.
Okay, you didn't do anything to try to stop it from spreading?
Faith Jenkins. Her distinguished legal career began when she graduated first in her law school class. She quickly became a tough New York City prosecutor and then a preeminent legal analyst on cable news. And now she's the judge in her own courtroom. Her cases are real and her rulings are final. She is Judge Faith. Plaintiff Lisa Batiste says her daughter verbally agreed to make car payments, but has recently stopped making them. She's suing for car payments, parking and toll fees, car repairs, and shipping fees. Defendant Monique Ward says she doesn't owe any money because her mother has been unclear about how much is owed and never gives receipts for payments. She's accompanied in court today by her boyfriend, Jesse Wilson.
All rise. Court is in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Please be seated. Your Honor, the litigants have been sworn in. This is the case of Batiste versus Ward.
Thank you, Juan. Lisa Batiste,
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
you
Your
were
Honor.
suing the defendant Monique Ward. Yes, is that
Yes.
you? For $4,153 you say she owes you for various expenses related to a car.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and those expenses include 6 months of car payment, 6 months of insurance, tickets and tolls, late fees for those tickets, damaged windshield, and you're also suing for $850 in shipping costs. And you'll explain all of that to me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so why don't we start from the beginning and tell me what's going on here? How do you know Miss Ward?
She's my daughter,
Okay.
and Monique is a awesome daughter. She's just young and just irresponsible is what she is. And
How old are you?
22.
Does she live with you?
She did, but now she moved to Long Beach 6 months ago. In 2014, I bought my dream car, so I called Monique.
Let me stop you for a second. Why don't you give me some background and tell me what your relationship is like with your mother prior to this case?
We bump heads every now and then, but I mean, what mom and daughter doesn't bump heads? But we had a good relationship before I left.
What did you move out to California to do?
My boyfriend actually got a job offer, so I wanted to go ahead and go with him and actually start my own career doing makeup.
So you moved all the way to California because he got a job offer?
Well, and to also, build my own career myself.
You didn't wait till you got the ring? I'm just kidding. That's your decision. Are you the boyfriend?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. So you move out with him, and the two of you have been out here for 6 months?
Yes.
And you're now working, and I understand that that's where the car becomes an issue. What kind of
Correct.
car is it, ma'am?
A 2010 Hyundai Sonata.
Tell me what happens with the car.
In 2014, I bought my dream car, and Monique was living with her girlfriend at the time.
What's your dream car?
A 2013 Volvo S60.
Okay. I thought you were going to say a Tesla. But that's
I don't
okay.
know, that's out of my price range.
Okay.
So I called her up and I said, Monique, do you want to use the car because you don't have a car?
The 2010, so you didn't trade that car in, you kept it.
I kept it, correct. So I said, do you want to use the car? I said, pay $300 of the car payment, pay me $100 for insurance, and you can use the car just to make sure you take care of it. And that was our agreement. So
she agreed to pay the payments every month?
Yes, and she did awesome.
Was she working at the time?
Yes, she was. She did good for the first year. She was a little late, but she always gave me the money. When November came, when she moved out to Long Beach, that's when everything stopped.
So she took the car. Did you drive the car out to Long
We
Beach?
hooked it onto the U-Haul.
And you gave her permission to bring the car out to California?
Yes, because she was a good payer, up until then. So I didn't see any reason for not to think that it was going to stop the
So
payments.
what has happened since then? You're suing her now for $4,000. You're saying she hasn't paid a single car note since she moved to California?
Correct.
So
Yes.
what's going on?
Well, back in 2014, I went with my mother to a Volvo dealership. In my head, I'm thinking she's looking for a car. I'm here to help her look for a car, whatever. We get there, the car's already picked out. She's signing to get the car and taking the car off the lot. She gives me the car and tells me, you know, here's the car. We can talk about the payments later, and which we did. We came to the $400 agreement. But when she went to the dealership and got the Volvo, we did not discuss on me getting the car. She pretty much just handed me the car.
But eventually you do have that discussion, and the agreement is $400.
Yes.
And you start paying that. Because you don't have to drive her car, this car, right? You can get a car on your own, but you agree, I'll drive this car and I'll pay $400 a month. And how long did you make those $400 payments?
Up until I came out here.
So it was over a year, right?
Yes, yeah, way over a year.
So what happens when you come out here? You haven't paid anything in 6 months?
I have. I'm pretty sure she has bank statements on where I have transferred her money.
So you have paid car notes?
Yeah, it has not been the full $400, but I have, you know, weekly sent her $100, sent her what I could.
So you've kind of paid sporadically in smaller increments?
Yes.
How much have you paid in 6 months? You didn't keep track?
At least $1,000.
Has she sent you money?
I got one payment, which was her tax return, which was $147, and she has paid one $50 toll ticket.
Okay, so let's just assume you paid $1,000. That's $166 a month instead of $400 a month. So what's going on? Why all of a sudden are you short every month?
Well, I did, once I transferred jobs out here to California, it did take me about a month to go ahead and get on my feet and get caught up on all my bills. She knew everything that was going on. It wasn't like she had no idea where I was at or where the money was or anything.
I guess that just doesn't answer my question, which is, why are you short every month? Is it just a financial issue? I can't make these payments anymore?
Well, yes, and it was because we just got out here, you know, we were new to the area. So yes, of course, parking tickets came, you know, started piling up, and I definitely paid more than one parking ticket.
What do you mean, of course? Where are you parking?
Downtown Long Beach, there's no parking there.
So you just park where you want?
No,
and just deal with it later?
The street sweeping is what got me.
How many tickets have you received?
Well, I probably 10.
That's a lot of tickets.
Coming up, unpaid parking tickets add more fuel to the Family Feud fire.
I wanted to pay the rest of the car off, and all she sent me in the mail was a toll ticket and said that you guys need to pay for this.
But you're not making the monthly payment, so
yes, but
that's
if
not
I
really
can't get anything in writing, I feel like I'm just paying for her new car.
Plaintiff Lisa Batiste says Monique agreed to take over her car payments, but moved to California and stopped paying. She's suing for car payments, parking and toll fees, car repairs, and shipping fees. Defendant Monique Ward says she doesn't owe any money because she made some of the payments. She's accompanied in court today by her boyfriend, Jesse Wilson.
Okay, why don't you stand up, sir? Walk over to the lectern. So are you driving this car as well? Are you?
Your Honor, I live 2 blocks away from my job, and I actually work remote. I work from home, so
okay.
No. And
so
I'm in school now, working on my master's.
Do you have your own car?
Uber.
You Uber?
I don't need a car right now, but I have.
Have you driven this car in the 6 months?
Yes.
Okay, so when you want a car, you use this one too, right?
No, I rent a vehicle. I have rented at least a vehicle maybe 30 or 40 times since I've been here. 30
or 40 times in 6 months?
Yes.
Rather than use your girlfriend's car that's right there at the house?
She has to get to work. She works every day. I work as well. So if I have to go somewhere for work or if I have to go to school, times conflict.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out why you aren't chipping in to help out with this car too.
Their agreement was pre-existing to when I had met her, and I had offered to pay off the balance on the car. But again, their agreement was all verbal. There was nothing in writing. And I mean, I've been around a little bit longer to know that that's not a good idea for me. So I said, if I can pay off the car, I'll write a check for it, but I need information from the bank or I need information from the car dealership. And I believe she sent a text message saying it was $5,560 and it'll be paid off in February. And from then I was just like, things aren't adding up with the amount that would be paid off in the payments.
Did they offer to pay off the car? Was that a discussion?
It was through a tax, and it wasn't legit because they couldn't make a regular car payment. So how can I trust them wanting to pay off the car?
Well, I guess because now Mr. Wilson is getting involved, and that's what he's offering as a resolution. But you felt like they didn't have the money to do that.
Correct. And when I sent the payoff, which was less than what the actual payoff is, which is the payoff is $7,000 something, even the $5,000 they disputed. So how are they going to take my correct payoff serious?
So here's what you want. You want the car back. You want to actually take this car back to Georgia because it's in your name. She has it all the way out in California. She's getting tickets, at least 10 that you admit to. She's not paying the tickets, obviously, right? Because we wouldn't be here today if these tickets were paid, and she's having trouble paying the car payments and the insurance, and this is all in your name.
Correct.
And
Your
so
Honor.
I'm assuming that you are concerned about a car being in your name because if there's an issue, if there's an accident, if something happens, the car is still in your mother's name. What is your defense to why you're not willing to give her the car back at this point if you can't afford to pay for it?
She didn't say, I wanted to pay the rest of the car off. All she sent was a text message, and I asked her if she could send me anything else, and all she sent me in the mail was a toll ticket and said that you guys need to pay for this. So I asked her to send me the car payments or something in writing, the balance on the car or how much I need to owe, and she could not send me that. She just sent me another.
But you understand,
toll.
but you're not paying, you're not making the monthly payment, so
Yes, but
that's
if
not
I
really
can't get anything in writing, I feel like I'm just paying for her new car.
But you have a car.
Yes.
Well, I don't understand what the issue is with you being hung up on something that's in writing. You have a car that you're driving. Even if it's paid off, the agreement is you pay her $300 and $100 for insurance. So you either pay your mother or you pay someone else to drive a car. Unless you're going to outright pay cash for it, you're going to be paying someone. So who you're going to pay? Your mother or a loan company?
Coming up on Judge Faith, the car is examined outside the courtroom.
What about this damage over here on the side?
Well, the tire shows how irresponsible they are because it shouldn't be so bald. That's not safe to be driving on.
Plaintiff Lisa Batiste says Monique needs a lesson in responsibility. She's suing for car payments, parking and toll fees, car repairs and shipping fees. Defendant Monique Ward says she doesn't know because there's no written agreement. She's accompanied in court today by her boyfriend, Jesse Wilson.
What is your relationship with Mr. Wilson?
Nothing at all. I don't even know him, just a little bit. About it a couple of times he came over to my home. But ever since him and Monique's been together, she's different. Her friends are no longer her friends. She's a changed person. Her irresponsibleness has just escalated. And with her
You
being...
think Mr. Wilson is responsible for that? He seems to be a
Yeah, I'm actually
pretty
working on a
responsible.
master's
He's
degree
getting
right
his
now. I don't
master's
know how.
degree. He's working
Well,
full
he's an
time.
older
What do you
guy.
think the issue is?
He's an older guy, so he should be telling her...
He's
hey,
4 years older. She's 22. He's 26.
Correct. There was a car accident that Monique was in that also, kind of escalated our relationship. I actually kind of helped her. And even when that car accident happened, I thought that would have raised her responsibility as far as taking ownership of
A
all
car
her...
accident in this car?
Yes,
Okay, but you have insurance on this car, right?
correct.
So she wasn't responsible for, I'm assuming, any out-of-pocket expenses related to that?
Correct, and that was all on me. And I think that was my major mistake because I should have gave her a little bit more responsibility, let her kind of accept that a little bit more than what I did.
Okay, where's the car now?
It's in the parking lot.
Okay, you drove
Yeah.
it here today? Are you alleging that there are any damages on the car?
Well, when she left Georgia, it was a small crack on the windshield. She did tell me that the crack is larger than what it was. That's all that I know of as far as now.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. I want to go out, and you said the car is parked outside. We're going to take a recess. I'm going to go out and take a look at the car just to examine the condition that it's in. Do you have the keys with you?
Yes.
Okay, can you give them to my bailiff, please? We're in recess. Okay, let me just take a look. So, was this crack in the windshield before she came to California?
Not so severe.
Okay, but it was a crack there, and it's
Yes.
just spread. Okay, let me just look around. Okay, so the car is in pretty good shape. No major accidents or any major damage. I see there are a couple of scratches, and this crack on the windshield is a little bit longer, as you claim. What's your testimony about what that looked like before she left to come out to California 6 months ago?
It wasn't so severe. It was a small crack.
Okay, and Ms. Ward, what's your testimony about that? What happened?
The crack was only about 6 inches once I left, and it spread over the last 6 months.
Okay, you didn't do anything to try to stop it from spreading?
No, ma'am.
Is that true? The crack was 6 inches?
I'm not sure about the 6 inches, but it was there before she left, yes.
And what about this damage over here on the side?
Well, the tire shows how irresponsible they are because it shouldn't be so bald. It's a safety issue. That's not safe to be driving on.
So now that I've had the opportunity to see the car firsthand, Ms. Batiste and Ms. Ward, let's go back in court and I'll tell you how we're going to resolve this case today. Okay.
Coming up, Judge Faith rules. And now, Judge Faith rules.
So before I talk about the car and how we're going to resolve the case with the car, I think the bigger issue in this courtroom today is your relationship. I mean, you're suing your 22-year-old daughter.
Yes, Your
What's
Honor.
going to happen after you leave court today?
I'm going to give her a hug, and we're going to build our relationship, get more closer. This was a lesson learned. I think it was an eye-opener for Monique to see that, life is serious. Because she's a good kid, and I want her to be successful.
What do you have to say, Ms. Ward?
I just want to know how long I'm going to be paying $400 for this car for. I mean, I've already been paying for almost 2 years. I haven't had anything in writing.
I understand the issue with the car. We're going to talk about that. But the bigger issue is the relationship with your mother.
I mean, we'll definitely fix our communication and, learn to hear each other out and work things out.
So you haven't seen her in the 6 months that you've been out
ma'am.
here?
No.
Okay, so this is your first time seeing her today?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And do you miss that relationship at all?
Yes, I do.
And I would like to hug her, because I do miss her. And like I said, I haven't seen her in 6 months, and I do miss my baby. Can I hug her?
Sure, by all means. She said, "I got my hug, now I want my money."
Oh, right.
That's what she whispered to you. I caught it. I can read lips. So let's talk about the car. You said that you use Uber a lot?
Yes, sure.
Y'all gonna have to Uber home today, all right?
Okay.
Because the car is going back to your mother. If you're not gonna make payments, and from the sounds of it, you can't afford to keep the car. Here's what I'm going to do. You owe tickets on the car. May I see the tickets, please? You have to pay your own tickets, that's for sure. Thank you. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to order you to return the car to your mother today. You're going to hand over the keys to her today. She takes the car back. What are you going to do for her car now?
I'm going to buy her one.
You're going to buy one?
Yeah.
Okay. Juan, would you hand the plaintiff the car keys, please?
Thank you.
You're suing for over $4,000. Clearly, they don't have that kind of money to pay you, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come up with a decision I think will be equitable and fair for all parties involved, and you can get the car back to Georgia. So I'm going to order her to pay the $850 for the shipping, in addition to 1 month of a back car note and insurance, in addition to the tickets and the tolls. That's a total judgment in the plaintiff's favor, $1,711. I wish all of you the best.
I feel getting the car back was a good thing, because now I can take care of it and sell it or do what I need to do with it, and it's no longer Monique's responsibility.
I think that she needed the car back. It was in her name, it was hers, so I'm glad that she's able to get it back. Now that this is over, I think our relationship will improve, and I think that she'll definitely be back to California to come see me.
Today on Judge Faith, a broken lease busts the bonds of friendship.
I was still paying my rent every month. She was threatening me, telling me she was gonna put me out.
No one's been paying rent except for you?
After dealing with all this, I don't even want to
Well,
remain
that's
anymore.
kind of a problem for you.
And later, did the ring mean a thing?
We be talking on the phone every day that we're gonna get engaged and, get married and all, so.
You bought the ring the first day you met?
Yeah, that's when he bought the ring, the first day.
Let's think about this for a second. This is the first time the two of you are meeting. You have to know something's up.
Faith Jenkins. Her distinguished legal career began when she graduated first in her law school class. She quickly became a tough New York City prosecutor, and then a preeminent legal analyst on cable news. And now she's the judge in her own courtroom. Her cases are real, and her rulings are final. She is Judge Faith. Plaintiff Jennifer Sewell says her former best friend moved out of their apartment 8 months early. She's suing for unpaid rent. Defendant Jamie Usher says she feared for her life while living with Jennifer and doesn't owe any money because she was officially removed from the lease. She's accompanied by Drew Kurtz.
All rise. Court is in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Please be seated. Your Honor, the litigants have been sworn in. This is the case of Sewell versus Usher.
Thank you, Juan. Jennifer Sewell?
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing the defendant, Jamie Usher, for $1,933. You say she owes you for unpaid rent?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay. Why don't we start from the beginning? You tell me what's going on here.
Okay. We've been friends for 10 years, and back in 2014, we got an apartment together, and she decided to move out and left me with everything.
How did the two of you know each other?
We've known each other since middle school, and in 2010, she helped me get a job where she was working at the lodge. Well, she ended up getting fired after a while because she was late for work. Well, of course, after you don't work for a while, you're gonna end up broke soon. So her and her then boyfriend decided to plan a robbery against me with one other person.
They planned to rob you?
Yeah, they planned to rob me because since she worked at the place I worked at, she knew how everything worked. She knew I handled all the money, she knew where it was kept, blase, blase. So they ended up planning everything out, and she was kind of the mastermind, if you will.
Is this true?
No, it was a rumor.
It was a rumor?
Yes.
What was this rumor? How was this supposedly going to go down?
It was her then boyfriend, and another girl. They all planned to come in before I closed one night, because I always took my deposits to the bank, and get the money. Her boyfriend was going to attack me, I guess, to get the money, and she told him, oh, don't do that, just pistol whip her. Keep in mind, I'm 8 months pregnant at the time, and this is supposed to be my best friend. So my manager
Who did you
found
hear
out
this from? I know this is all hearsay, but I'm just interested in the story. Who did you hear
From the girl
this
that was
from?
living with her friend that was involved with it.
Okay. And I know you're saying this is none of this ever. This is just a rumor, completely
Yes,
false
ma'am.
allegation, and you don't know anything
Me and her fell
about
out,
this.
the girl that was staying with me.
And she came up with this elaborate story on her own?
Yes, she did.
So how did the two of you end up being roommates a couple of years later?
We stopped talking for about a year after that happened, and again, started talking again, I don't know why. In 2012, we ended up getting cool again.
So you decided to be friends with her again, because what's a little thing like a robbery, assault, conspiracy? Why let a little thing like that get in the way of your friendship, right?
We've fell out so many times, ended up back cool so many times. We've been through a lot together, you know? It's like my sister. It's like family. If you and your sister or somebody get into an argument, are you just gonna not talk to them at all anymore? Like,
no, not no.
Well, you know, I've learned my lesson now. It took this right here.
Someone plans to rob, you're 8 months pregnant, and you truly believe that someone has planned a robbery and a plan to pistol whip you. They should be the last person on earth you would want to live with.
Coming up on Judge Faith, was Jamie part of a plot to rob her roommate? Or is Jennifer just creating conflict?
She was cheating. I was feared for my life. You know, she's bringing another
so now
man.
you're in fear for your life.
Yeah, she's bringing another man in the house 30, 45 minutes before her man comes home. I don't know, he could come home early. He can come home and snap and kill her.
And later, a profile pulls a proposal.
I gave her a wink, so she went back. So we talked about the past and all. We want to get married again.
I had to get to know somebody before I get married. I ain't just jumping up and marrying nobody.
Plaintiff Jennifer Sewell says her former best friend isn't telling the truth about the broken lease. She's suing for unpaid rent. Defendant Jamie Usher says she doesn't owe anything because her former roommate had boyfriend problems and took it out on her.
So you were only there for 2 months?
Yes, ma'am.
And you signed a 1-year lease, right?
Yes,
May I see the
ma'am.
lease?
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you leave early?
I was going back and forth with my boyfriend. He lives in Marietta, Georgia. I was still paying my rent every month. She was getting on to me. One time she thought I was gonna be late. I wasn't, I paid it. She was threatening me, telling me she was gonna put me out. One day she came to me, she said after her baby daddy left her with the rent, she was cheating. I was fear for my life. You know, she's bringing another man.
So now you're in fear for your life.
Yeah, she's bringing another man in the house 30, 45 minutes before her man comes home. I don't know, he could come home early. He can come home and snap and kill her.
I understand you guys had some disputes about who was paying the rent on time.
Where she works at, he was staying at.
The lodge?
Yes, ma'am.
Stand up, sir. What are you saying you are a witness to? You heard for yourself.
I'm a witness from day one, from everything. I'm standing over the counter and handing her the money receipt, money order for her and my rent. And she was like, Drew, what's going on? Da-da-da-da. Well, I'm just tired of this.
She works at the lodge, so you're paying your rent to her.
Yeah. Right.
While
And
she's
giving
on the
her
phone
my money order.
with her, and so you're giving her a money order as well. Got it. All right, and you hear the plaintiff say to the
Clear as a
defendant.
bell. Well, we could just break the lease, because I'm tired of this.
And so did you give her permission to leave and break the lease?
I did not. That's why I didn't sign the paper when she went up to take her name off.
Do you still live in this apartment?
Yes, I do.
Who lives with you now?
Just me and my kids.
Okay, so you're the only one paying rent?
That's correct.
And have you tried to get anyone else to move into the apartment and take her place since she's moved out?
I've asked some people, but after dealing with all this, I don't even want to remain anymore.
Well, that's kind of a problem for you. Here's the issue for you. You broke the lease, and I don't credit your testimony when you say that you were so afraid for your life. You had to get out of there after a couple of months. It sounds like you were staying a lot with your boyfriend, and you probably rather live with him. And just because you fall out with somebody, you may not like them anymore, you're still legally obligated when you sign a one-year lease. However, you say, and this document is clear, because this document states that whatever is agreed to in this document is now incorporated into this lease. And actually, if there's any inconsistency between this document and this lease, what's written in this document will prevail. The issue that you have is this document states she is completely released from the remainder of the lease. It also states that she is no longer responsible for the remainder of the lease. She signs it, and your issue is the landlord agreed to this and signed it. Nowhere in this document does it state that your signature is required. So I have no choice. This is your evidence. I have no choice in this case. Judgment's for the defendant.
Plaintiff Luther Hester says he immediately fell in love with Vicky, and when he gave her a ring, he believed they were engaged. He's suing for the cost of an engagement ring. Defendant Vicky Moore says she liked Luther but was not in love with him and wants to keep the ring because it was a gift. She's countersuing for malicious prosecution.
Luther Hester.
Yes, Your Honor.
You were suing the defendant Vicky Moore?
Yes.
For $2,000 for the return of an engagement ring you say you purchased for her?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're countersuing, ma'am, for $5,000 for malicious prosecution?
Yes.
Okay, we'll start with you, sir. Tell me what's going on. How did you meet the defendant?
In January 2015, I on the internet, right, called blackpeoplemeet.com. So I was looking for...
That's an online dating site?
Yeah, online dating game. Well, I've been on like maybe a couple months. I was looking for a wife, like I'm reading profiles. So I ran across Miss Vicky Moore's profile, so it sounded good to me. So
what sounded good to you about her profile?
Well, the way she just put it out there, you know, herself, you know, what she was, what she wanted, what about, and all that. Then I gave her a wink, so she winked back. So then I sent her my phone number. So after that, she called me.
Because that's how the website works. You wink at someone, and you know they're interested if they wink back at you.
Yes, ma'am.
And if they don't wink, you just keep scrolling.
Yes.
Okay, keep going, okay.
So we talked about the past and all, about how we've been married and, you know, got a divorce, and then we want to get married again. That was in January.
So when he winked at you in January, you then saw his profile, did you tell him that you were on Black People Meet to meet a potential husband?
I date to meet a husband. I do desire to get married. But I had to get to know somebody before I get married. I ain't just jumping up and marrying nobody.
Coming up on Judge Faith, a phone call ends their online romance.
That evening I called her, she really, you know, picked up the phone. It would sound like she was having sex. So
you thought you caught her cheating when you you called her.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, she would have me sex right out of her mouth. I know how sex sounds, and that way she was sounding.
Plaintiff Luther Hester says he bought the ring because he believed they were engaged. He's suing for the cost of an engagement ring. Defendant Vicki Moore says the ring was a gift. She's countersuing for malicious prosecution.
March the 9th was our first date.
And how did that happen?
He got the train to my house. It was a good first date. I mean,
leading up to that, you had several phone conversations,
we
right?
had a lot of phone
conversations. And you would talk for hours at a time?
Every day since February the 23rd.
Oh, every day, okay.
Every day.
And what did you do the first day together?
We went to Best Buy. He bought me a Samsung tablet. Then we went and got my car washed. We went to lunch. Then we went shopping. I went and bought me some suits. I bought my own suits. And then we was in the mall, and then we went to the jewelry store.
Okay,
and that's when he bought the ring.
Oh, so you bought the ring the first day you met?
Yeah, that's when he bought the ring, the first day.
So what was going on that day, sir? You were taking her shopping, you were buying her things. It was seems like you were having a good day.
We went and ate first, and then, like she said, we went shopping. She bought her clothes, and then I bought her that, went to Best Buy, bought her the iPad. That was a birthday gift. That was a gift I had told her back while that I'll give her a birthday gift. So then we were leaving at the mall. So the jewelry store.
Let me ask you something, because now that I know that you purchased this ring the first day the two of you met, you had been talking to her every day on the phone. When you showed up at that point, were you in love with her?
Yes.
You were. And did you tell her that?
Yes.
And did you feel the same way about him?
No.
Okay. So what's your plan?
My plan, then after we went to the mall, and before we left, it was a jewelry store there. So we both went into the jewelry store, so we got to get our ring size. You know,
okay,
for
but
the
tell me,
ring.
hold on a second. So you're just walking by a jewelry store? There was no plan to go?
It had came up a while when we be talking on the phone every day that we gonna get married again and we got to get engaged and, you know, get married and all. So that day, we went to get our ring size. I mean, what we gonna get our ring size for, you know? So to get married and engaged. So I went, like you said, into the store, and then the lady brought me a ring like $10,000. I said, no, ain't no way I pay no $10,000 for no ring. So then she came and got another ring. It was $6,000. No, that was still too much. I couldn't do that either. So then she came back with another engagement ring for like $2,800, and she put it on her finger. Miss Moore put it on her finger like she didn't even want to take it off. I love this ring, I love this ring. I said, okay, we get married, so you want the ring, I'll get you the ring. So she said, yeah, I love it. So I talked the lady down to $2,000. It was $2,800, talked her to $2,000. And then she said, okay. So then when I tried to purchase it with my credit card, so it didn't go through. And then I passed it back through again. We did it for $500 for a down payment. And then she's supposed to pick it up Monday because they decided her finger. So she came by my place that Sunday, and I gave her $1,100 bill to go to pick up the ring.
And she
picked up the ring that Monday. Then she texted me a picture of her ring and all, happy.
So, okay. Did you propose to her?
Every time I get back, I tell her I got to take the ring off and get on my knee. She'll holler, no. When every time, it ain't that time. So it looked like to me, it was I'd asked her there the service time to take off her ring so I could get on my knee, propose to her. No. Every time, no. And left like that.
So that's why you didn't do the official proposal,
right,
you're saying.
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
And what's your version of this? How did the two of you end up in the jewelry store and what happened?
We walked into the jewelry store. I walked around the store, I was looked at some rings, and she bought out a ring, it was $10,000. And I was like, ooh, I got good. I mean, I was just looking. The lady went in the back and came out with this ring. And she looked at it and she said it was $6,000. She said, but it's on sale for $2,800. And I said, oh, okay.
So why didn't you buy it? Why is he buying it?
He looked at the ring, he said, do you want it? I said, no, I'm not finna get no ring today because I wasn't even thinking. So he turned around, he said, do you want it? And I looked at him, I'm like, no, I don't think I'm not gonna get it. Then he said, do you want it? And I said, are you gonna buy it? Because he kept asking me. And he said, he turned around to the lady, he said, what if I give you $2,000 for it?
What do you think he's buying you a $2,000 ring for?
You know, I think that he liked me. He was buying me gifts. Part of my profile says I'm looking for somebody who's generous, who shares. I thought that he was trying to show me that part of it. It's not unusual. Your Honor, look at you. You date, I don't know if you date, if you're married, but don't you get gifts? Don't men give you gifts? I get flowers, I get gifts. This is a gift, this is a gift. I mean, so when he bought the ring, I was just thinking he was buying me a gift.
Listen. People buy each other gifts all the time in relationships, but let's think about this for a second. This is the first time the two of you are meeting. This is a ring, and it's a $2,000 ring that he's buying you. You have to know something's up. Your day of shopping at Best Buy.
I think he had to ask me, and I would have said no.
Your day of shopping at Best Buy and going to lunch and all these other things, now it's ended, you two at a jewelry store, he's buying you a $2,000 ring. What do you think is going on? The two of you are not dating anymore, right?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so how did this end?
We were in like on April 2015. I called her that morning. I said, hello, like we always talk. So that evening I called her. So she, picked up the phone. It was sounding like she was having sex. So after that, then that lasted about a minute. Then she said that her mama called her. She got to hang up the phone real quick, and that was it. She didn't call me back.
So you thought you called her cheating when you called her?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, she was having sex right out of her mouth. I know how sex sounds, and that way she was sounding. Moaning and groaning. We know how sex sounds, and that way when I called her, when she picked up the phone, it was going on like that.
Coming up, Judge Faith rules. And now, Judge Faith rules.
So normally here's the law on this. Normally when you give gifts to someone, because I think it was a gift, okay? I think you gave it to her as a gift. No. And under the law, when you give a gift to someone, you can't, especially because I have people who come in here all the time and they form relationships and they've given people things and they say, oh, it was a loan, I want this back. When it was a gift and they're just angry and upset because the relationship didn't work out. The exception to that rule under the law is with engagement rings. If someone gives you a ring in contemplation of marriage and the marriage doesn't actually take place, then legally you have to return the ring. And so in determining if something was given in contemplation of marriage, I have to look at his intent when he bought the ring. And based on the testimony today, I actually think, as crazy as some people may think it is, when you meet someone on the first date, the two of you had been talking every day, I'm not going to hold it against him that he acted too quickly, but I think that he purchased the ring because he thought he was going to marry you. And I actually believe him when he said that he tried to propose to you several times and you would not accept his proposal. But I actually credit his testimony. I think that he bought you this ring because he wanted to marry you. What is your counterclaim about for malicious prosecution? $5,000.
Well, Mama, it doesn't work now since you think that he bought the ring for marriage.
So your counterclaim for malicious prosecution is dismissed. You want to keep the ring? If you want to keep it, that's fine, but then you have to pay him the $2,000 he paid for the ring. It's up to you. Okay, I'm going to order you to pay $2,000 to the plaintiff, the value of the ring. Sir, do you know who Kanye West is? You know who Kanye West is?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you know who Kanye West is? All right, I'm just going to give you some advice going forward when you're on these sites. Find someone who loves you like Kanye loves Kanye. Yeah. And then you're going to be okay. $2,000 just before the plaintiff.
I'm still looking for love. I will keep looking till I can find love.
Luther, take this ring. I don't want this ring. He can really keep this. I don't even want it. And the only reason why is because he was wrong. He lied about an engagement. Ain't nobody gonna marry this fool on the first date.
Today on Judge Faith, this cougar says he was a con artist who used her for money.
Well, we went to go look at the place, and then I kept messaging him because I didn't really like the apartment we were looking at, and I found a couple other places I want to look at, and I couldn't find him.
Where were you?
I was in jail at the time, Your Honor.
But her boy toy says he was only trading play for pay.
There was a false portrayal of a relationship leading up after the bailout.
Something had to be going on here.
Now Judge Faith will decide if the cougar got caught or the player got played.
have a big heart, which probably gets me in a lot of trouble.
No, if you have a big heart, you tell them, I'm sorry you're in jail. I will pray for your safety.
Faith Jenkins. Her distinguished legal career began when she graduated first in her law school class. She quickly became a tough New York City prosecutor and then a preeminent legal analyst on cable news. And now she's the judge in her own courtroom. Her cases are real and her rulings are final. She is Judge Faith. Plaintiff Vicky Porter says her former hookup and roommate is a con artist who promised to pay her back when she bailed him out of jail. She's suing for a personal loan. Defendant Jeff Freeman says the money was a favor, not a loan, and he never promised to pay her back.
All rise. Court is in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Please be seated. Your Honor, the litigants have been sworn in. This is the case of Porter versus Freeman.
Thank you, Juan. Vicky Porter?
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing the defendant, Jeff Freeman,
Yes, Your Honor.
for $4,664 you say he owes you for personal loans?
Yes.
Okay, so why don't we start from the beginning, Ms. Porter? Tell me what's going on here.
Okay, well, we originally met in July of 2012. We played volleyball. I had a house that had volleyball courts, and I had a tournament that day and had a mutual friend of ours invited him over to play in the tournament. It was September when we met again at another volleyball tournament, another mutual friend, and we hung out that day, started hanging out, started talking about, well, I needed a place to stay. The house I was living in was getting foreclosed on, and so I needed to find a new place to stay.
You did? You needed a place to stay? Okay.
Yeah, I was renting a place, and they were foreclosing on it, so I needed a place to stay. He needed a roommate, and so we talked about going and getting a place together. We went to look at a place, and then he came up missing. And didn't know why he came up missing from previous relationship.
What do you mean he came up missing?
Well, we went to go look at the place, and then I kept messaging him because I didn't really like the apartment we were looking at, and I found a couple other places I want to look at, and I couldn't find him.
Where were you?
I was in jail at the time, Your Honor.
Oh, you were in jail?
Yes.
For what?
I was arrested for a DUI at the time. It was for, I had pain pills in my car. I had recently had leg surgery or knee surgery after returning home from Afghanistan, and I had pain pills in my car. When the police officer pulled me over at 3 o'clock in the morning, he automatically put the assumption the pain pills and me driving together and arrested me for DUI. The case
So what
was
happened to
later
the
dropped.
case?
It was dropped, Your Honor.
Okay, and so you don't have any DUI convictions?
I do, just not that particular one, yes.
Okay.
Drinking and driving is not funny at all, but
How
yeah.
many DUI convictions do you have?
I have one conviction, Your Honor.
Then how did you come to find out that he was in jail?
I had a previous fiance that would come up missing, and so I just pulled up on mugshots and found that he had been arrested.
You just started looking online
Yeah,
at mugshots?
because I mean, like he was just missing for like a week, and I was like, well, I hope he's okay, you know. And one of my friends was just like, why don't you look on mugshots? Maybe he got arrested, and I looked it up.
Because those
found him.
mugshots are public records,
Yeah,
and you can't
yeah,
look them up.
yeah.
Okay, so then you see his mugshot, and what do you do next?
So then I actually went to see him to see what was going on. I was going to see if he needed bond or anything like that. I was trying to help him out. He gave me some sob stories about.
And this was what month?
This was in September.
So you met him in July. 2 months later, you're going to visit him to see if he needs bond.
Well,
when
just to
he's been
see what
arrested.
was going on, you know,
Okay.
because we had planned on. I was on a time limit as far as needing to get out of the house because
Right.
they were foreclosing on the house, and I was needing to find a place like ASAP.
And obviously, he can't be your roommate if he's in jail.
Correct. We so I went to talk to him to see what was going on and to see, you know, are you getting out? You know, what's going on? And so he told me that he had had previous arrests, which I didn't know, and that he couldn't be bonded out because there was
I could be bonded out. I just wasn't going to bond out because I knew the case was going to get dropped, and it was a $4,600 bail.
And so you went down there, and what was the conversation you had with him?
I was just seeing what was going on. I was like, hey, do you still want to be roommates? I mean, what's going on? Do you need help? Do you need me to call your family, you know, to see if you can get out? And so he gave me this sob story that his family wouldn't help him out, and then
So what was going on with your bail?
The thing is that it was a $4,600 bail to get out, or $4,700 or something along those lines. And instead of paying the $4,600 that I didn't have anyway, they gave me the option that I would have to sit in jail until I went to court, knowing that the case was going to get dismissed anyway because I wasn't under the influence of any drugs or any alcohol at the time.
You assumed that it would get dismissed. You
Correct,
hoped that it
assumptions,
would get dismissed.
yes. You know, I didn't call her, I didn't ask her to come by. She came, you know, down to the jail visitation, saw me, You know, at that point, I'd already had it in my head that I was going to just go to court, you know, fight the case and let that be that.
Did you say, hey, well, if you pay this for me, I'll pay you back?
No, it wasn't I'll pay you the $5,000 that you are about to loan me out.
Coming up, Judge Faith decodes the mixed messages.
I've been in that situation too where I don't have a friend in the world and then somebody comes out of the blue and helps me out.
Plaintiff Vicky Porter says her ex-lover begged her to bail him out of jail, but now refuses to pay her back. She's suing for a personal loan. Defendant Jeff Freeman says Vicky wanted him out of jail so they could share a romantic weekend together, but he never promised to pay her back.
When do you find out that you're being bailed out? What does she say in response to that?
Honestly, it was just another day, and then next thing you know, it's pack your stuff. You know, you're bailed out, and I'm like,
how many
did that
days
happen?
between when you had that when she came to visit you and
A week.
A week. So what happens in that week time period when you go visit him?
I started looking at different credit cards. I started trying to get a loan for him. He gave me his social security number and some other information, his bank information, to try to get a loan for him. So I was looking online, trying to find other places.
Why?
I have a big heart, which probably gets me in a lot of trouble.
No. If you have a big heart, you tell him, I'm sorry you're in jail. I will pray for your safety.
But
I will put some money on your account. But you're going to go get a loan?
But I've been in that situation too. I've been in that situation too where I don't have a friend in the world and then somebody comes out of the blue and helps me out.
There was a false portrayal of a relationship leading up after the bailout.
Something had to be going on here.
We had multiple encounters after the fact, after the money fact, you know, when we did live together, of jealousy issues with her and, you know.
Whatever. So wait, back up for a second. Tell me about how you went about getting this money.
His credit was so bad that I, couldn't find a loan or anything for him. So I found a credit card, and it was a zero interest credit. And I told him, I said, look, I found this zero interest credit card. If you can pay me off in the amount of time before I have to start paying interest, then I'll come and get you out.
You open a credit card and go charge $4,600 to get him out of jail for a DUI.
And the thing that y'all don't see right now, just very charming. Very charming guy. He's fun to hang out with. He's a nice guy when it comes to stuff like that.
I have plenty of charming and nice friends, and if they get arrested for a DUI, you're going to sit there for a week and you're going to do your time.
Well, and I didn't know about his previous arrest. See, like this charge was not, he's telling you incorrectly. This charge was not, he got arrested in Fulton County, and then they took him to Henry County because he had 2 warrants out for his arrest.
For another DUI?
Yes. But it got dropped down to a reckless driving. I have 1 DUI on my record.
Right, but how many times have you been arrested for DUIs?
8, Your Honor.
You know, I was a prosecutor in New York, and I prosecuted these cases, DUIs, and I know for a fact by the time someone is stopped for driving under the influence, that's just when they've been caught. Because the more you do it, the more comfortable you have become driving while under the influence. And you think, oh, I might not get caught because last night I went home and it didn't happen.
That's absolutely correct, Your Honor.
So let's just be thankful that it hasn't ended, I assume, in tragedy yet for you or someone else on the road.
Yes, ma'am.
You open up a credit card, you charge it, he gets out on bail, what happens next?
He promised to pay me back, and then we went on a volleyball trip that day. I was leaving to go on a volleyball trip that day, and he didn't have anything else to do, and I said, well, why don't you go with me?
How did the 2 of you end up living together?
We didn't move in at that point in time, because when we got back from the trip, he went and moved in with his ex-girlfriend, and then he started texting me and complaining and saying that they were fighting and all this other stuff, and he didn't want to be there. Well, I had found another place that I could afford on my own in Atlanta, and so I was moving to that place, and I was like, well, it'd be nice to have somebody live with me and kind of take some of this money, and then 2, if I had him under the same roof,
we would sleep
maybe
together.
No.
Was that what happened?
Pay me back.
Is that what happened?
No, we never slept together.
Is that what happened?
No, after she bonded me out, I never slept with her again.
Be honest about what's going on here. You liked him?
In the beginning, yes. At that point in time that we were living together, no.
Well, it makes sense, because why else would you open up a credit card and go spend $4,600 on someone? Do you do that in all your relationships?
No. I mean, my ex-fiance, I loaned him money, but we were engaged.
Coming up on Judge Faith, evidence is revealed that puts this casual affair into context.
The contractor wouldn't answer his phone calls because he got him fired from the job because he ran his mouth like he always does, and he was going at lunch and drinking at lunch and then going back and running his mouth.
Drinking at lunch?
Yes, you were.
Through mutual friends, I had heard that Vicky received money from the contractor, yes.
I'm just trying to figure out how many levels of hearsay
that's the
we have
line.
in this statement.
Plaintiff Vicky Porter says they were more than friends with benefits. She's suing for a personal loan. Defendant Jeff Freeman says Vicky was just a fun fling, and he never promised to pay the money back.
So how long do the two of you live together and what happens?
Well, he didn't move in until like December of 2012, and he moved out in January of 2012 and left all his stuff there, went and moved in with another girl somewhere.
And it's now almost 3 years later, and we're here.
Yeah,
How did we get here?
I still haven't gotten any payments or anything from him. He's even gone so far to call me and said, oh yeah, I'm sending you some money, I'm mailing you a certified check. Okay, and then I wait a week, still didn't get it, called him and said.
Did you do that?
No, I did not, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Okay, what discussions have you had in this time period about paying her back? Or did you, since you
In
said
November,
you kind of agreed to it?
In November, or the end of October, she ended up getting me a job with a friend of hers at a staircasing company. And
Of 2012, after you got out?
yes.
Okay.
This is after I got out. So at the end of October, I started working for this guy, and everything was going good for a couple of weeks. And like she said, in December, I started moving in with her. Well, our mutual friend that she got me the job with, his fiance ended up, her mom passed away. It was a big ordeal. He wasn't even able to finish the job that we were on. I'm trying to finish this job for him, and it ended up that he owed me like $2,600. This big ordeal happened where he couldn't pay me right after that. You know, in January, when it happened with the jealousy thing, I went ahead and moved out.
So what do you tell her about that money? What'd you tell her?
If I could get the contractor to pay me, that I would give her some of the money.
But what he's neglecting to tell you, Honor, is
well, hold on a second. But you're asking her to get the contractor to pay you?
Because he wouldn't answer my phone calls. She's the one who got me the job with the contractor.
And what he's forgetting to tell you is that the contractor wouldn't answer his phone calls because he got him fired from the job because he ran his mouth like he always does, and he was going at lunch and drinking at lunch and then going back and running his mouth.
Drinking at lunch?
Yes, you were.
Why did the contractor get fired?
Because he didn't finish the job, Your
No,
Honor.
because Jeff was there running his mouth and talking smack and doing all this other stuff, and then so my friend got fired from the job. And when you, as a contractor, when you get fired from the job, you won't get
Did you know about that?
Not at all, Your Honor. He got fired because he didn't show up for a week at the job because he was dealing with his fiance, girlfriend's, whatever, mother's death.
For whatever reason, he's fired, and you're saying he owed you $2,600, and you told her, try to collect this money.
This was a month after that, because I first tried to collect it myself. I contacted him multiple times on the phone. He eventually just ignored me completely. Knowing that they're mutual friends, and his girlfriend at the time is really good friends with Vicky, I asked her, I was like, hey, look, if you can get with the contractor and get some of this money, I'll give you some of it towards the money.
But why does she have to operate as your collection agent?
She doesn't, Your Honor.
And try to collect money that someone owes you so she can get paid back. Why is that her responsibility?
No, she doesn't at all.
If if you're trying to pay her back.
Correct.
Okay, so what happens next?
I have a witness statement. I moved in with a good friend of mine after I left that apartment. And so I had her write up a witness statement from conversations that she overheard with me and the contractor through either...
What's the point? Are you saying that this contractor gave her money?
Through mutual friends, I had heard that Vicky received money from the contractor, yes.
Mutual friends told you they heard that I'm just trying to figure out how many levels of hearsay we have in this statement.
Well, I couldn't bring
let me
here
see the
with
statement you say you brought with you. I'm sure this is going to be fabulous evidence. So we have a handwritten note, a copy of a handwritten note. Where's the original?
It's still in my home in Atlanta, Your Honor.
You don't think the original would be your best evidence, sir?
It definitely would have.
Okay, so we have a copy of a handwritten note. Her testimony is that this contractor gave her $2,600 as part of this debt?
The amount was never confirmed. We just knew through
this contractor
mutual
gave her
friends.
some money.
Correct.
And that was supposed to be to help pay off your debt to her.
Correct. Once she realized that there was going to be no relationship, that's whenever the, resentment for the money came about.
Ms. Porter, did this contractor actually give you money?
No, he did not.
Did he ever contact you about paying you on behalf of him?
Well, he had mentioned it, but then he said that because he got fired from the job, he didn't get paid at all. And he said he couldn't even pay Jeff any money because he didn't get paid at all.
So let me tell you the issues with your evidence here. This copy of this handwritten note from this Ashley person who you didn't bring to court with you today. Because, you know, I don't know who wrote this. You could have wrote this out in the hallway before you came and photocopied it. I don't know. But your issues are, Ashley is basically writing down all the things you told her. She doesn't have any firsthand information. She's saying she had conversations with you, and this is basically the gist of the conversations I had with Jeff. This is probably the worst piece of hearsay evidence I've ever received in court, now that I'm looking at this. In the spring of 2013, I heard a few mutual friends, Amy and Casey, I heard that they heard that this contractor paid Vicky some money.
You can't make that up.
I mean, this is the most unreliable piece of evidence I've ever received in court. From the female standpoint, I believe Vicky was wanting a relationship with Jeff, and when she realized she wasn't going to get one, she began demanding repayment. Juan, give this back to him, please.
Judge Faith, I wanted payment from the second I bailed him out. I have a promissory note that is notarized with Jeff's signature saying that he would pay me back, that he signed the day that I bailed him out of jail.
Oh, you signed a promissory note, sir?
What day did I sign that?
Sir,
the day that you got bailed out of jail.
I'm asking you a question. Did you sign a promissory note?
I'd have to look at that, Your Honor, to be honest with you.
You wouldn't remember signing a promissory note for $4,600?
Like I said, we went straight to the beach that day.
You signed it before we got in the car. Because I told you
Is there a date on it, Your Honor?
I wouldn't bail you out
and it's
without
notarized, and it's the original.
It's notarized with my signature on it?
You tell me, is that your signature?
So we got
You don't sound very convincing right now.
That is my signature.
You have no memory of signing this document.
Like I said, she picked me up, we went to the beach.
We went to my house first because I told you I would not bail you out unless you signed that promissory note.
Now, this is what you call good evidence. Original, signed,
and
document, both parties, signatures on the document, both parties in front of me admit that they both signed the document.
Coming up, Judge Faith rules. And now, Judge Faith rules.
You're really lucky you had a promissory note. He's not the most credible person in the world, but it would have been your word against his. And based on everything you told me you did for him out of the goodness of your heart, I obviously think there was more to it than that. I think you liked him, and I think you were hopeful that there would be a relationship. And there wasn't. But the one thing you did do right, you got a signed document, you got a signature. Judgment for the plaintiff in this case, $4,663.60. Pay her the money.